I'm gonna go make some Thai tea, but.
All right.
Just missing my tapioca.
You are white, so we're reviewing for white. All right. Mrs. Clossi, you have to come help me review. All right. So we are choosing a Joseki. When you are choosing a Joseki, and there's a shared corner, so for example, 1 stone on 1 stone, you need to pick side A, or you need to pick side B. All right? Are you going to play on A side, or are you going to play on B side? All right, so you played here, so I'm assuming you want the top. The top side is to go here. It's a 4th line move, and this is a common Joseki, and it's going to be very easy to get to the top side, so why not do it? More commonly, though, is like the left side, which is either a 1 space or a 2 space. 1 space low or 2 space high. Nice. So yeah, so this one I feel like is a little bit strange because it's going for a Moyo, because it's on the 5th line of the top side. Oh, no, go back. It's on the 5th line of the top side, but you don't have any support, you don't have any extensions, you don't really have anything on the top to develop, so there's no reason to like play on the 5th line and build it up when you don't even have anything to start. So this one to me feels a little bit strange. Yeah, you stole something.
Who's the what?
Oh, the city game finals. Okay. Okay, so you did go here. You made your base, so that was very nice.
You mean the creators thing you were supposed to be in?
Yeah, shush. We're not talking about that. Okay, so now we have a question. Okay, so you should understand why this one's not good now, because this is a corner enclosure, and the star point doesn't want an enclosure. It wants an extension, so you'd want to go here. Hopefully that one already makes sense after the lecture. Same with black. Yep, very good. Wedge. Pick up! Pikachu! Okay. Pikachu! Pikachu times 3! Times 3 Pikachus. We win! Oh, no, we lost. It went to 4 now.
Pikachu times 4?
Pikachu times 4. Pikachu overloaded.
Times 4!
I'm so happy you know that. Anyway, the wedge on the right side I think is very good timing because it is the widest side now, and 3rd line in the center, so you have 2 space jump on both sides. I think that is very nicely timed. All right, so now we go here. This move doesn't really make much sense. A 2 space jump from thickness, because this is a thickness like 3 stones high. 2 space jump looks like you're trying to make a base, but I don't see why you're trying to make a base. You have a base in the corner. You're alive. You have eyes. So it's not really what you want to do. So if you want to play on the top side, then you would want to likely go with an extension. So you have 3 stones. So 3 stones can either do a 5 space jump as thickness, which would be here, or you can do 3 stones jumps over 4, which would be here, because that would be an efficient base or an efficient extension without Aji. Yay, cold. Oh, never mind. Go get me one.
I was just, because his name was, never mind.
He's an orange crush. Yeah, this is my orange crush. And this is my girl crush.
Your wife crush. In a month. Boot.
Okay. So when you're making a base, let's assume you want like a base that can't be cut, or that can't really be cut, and you're a little bit worried about your opponent invading it or something, or splitting you apart. Then you would do the amount of stones plus 1 is how many spaces you want to jump over. So in other words, if you have a single stone and you want a base, then you take the amount of stones, which is 1, add 1 to it, which is 2, and you jump over that many. So you jump over 2. 1 jumps over 2. 2 jumps over 3. 3 jumps over 4. 4 jumps over 5. 4 more jumps over 5. So in the top side, an extension would be right here, which is a 5 space jump, and that would extend your thickness position. But if you're worried about making a base, then you would want 3 stones to jump over 4. And then if you're worried about some Aji like with the peep, then you can do Aji makes the amount of spaces you jump over minus 1. In other words, with Aji, you would jump 3. So what this means is 3 stones jumps 4, but if there's Aji, then you can subtract 1 for safety, so 3 stones would only jump over 3, and this would be the most efficient way to make a base on the top side. However, You also made a little bit of a mistake with the line that you're on. You're playing on the 4th line. 4th line is for development. You're not developing because there's a black stone right here. And if you're only jumping over 3, that means you're trying to make a base or a solid position. So you want the 3rd line for safety and security, not the 4th line. So there's 2 mistakes with this move. 1, it is not efficient, so it's not jumping far enough. And 2, it's on the 4th line instead of the 3rd line. So I think 2 mistakes with that move. Here, just block. Yep. Okay. Now we have Sente again. So now we want to think, where do we want to develop? Or is there any weaknesses? And I think you could actually potentially go right here. That might be a double weakness, or maybe not. Yeah, maybe again. I think you could potentially go right here because this shape is actually only 1 eye for now. So you can actually start pushing it and bullying it a little bit to develop the bottom left corner. Otherwise, you could just simply play on top, or on the right, and stop any development here. You can maybe push the corner and play this kind of exchange and secure a position, or maybe get an extension that way, or whatever, something. You could think about that. You could also think about this type of variation. And then just jump for safety, jump here. There's many things. There's a lot of Josekis in here you can choose from. What is it? Oh my gosh, I think I messed it up. Hold on. If they play here, you go here, 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 here. Here, 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 there. Yep. That's a Joseki, if you want to let it. Anyway, you can play on the right side, but I think developing the bottom left corner is probably a good idea because there's a lot of territory, but there's not a lot of development potential. So I think developing would be really nice at the bottom left corner, and I would do it in a way that also pressures my opponent to make it kind of Sente. So I think it would be very nice. So you chose the bottom side. I think the bottom side's a little bit low. What I mean by that is the left side, there's a 4th line and a 3rd line, and the bottom side, there is a 3rd line and the 3rd line. So whenever there's a 4th line, it almost always wants to come down to the 3rd line. So if you're thinking, should I play on the bottom with a 4th line and the 3rd line, or should I play on the left with a 4th line and or with a 3rd line and 3rd line, or the left with the 4th line and the 3rd line? The 4th line usually wants priority because the 4th line is reducible, invadable. It's points can be stolen from it. So I would say points can be stolen from it. So you want to usually bring the 4th line down or push the 4th line. Rather than playing on the side with 2 3rd lines. But okay, let's play an opening. All right, first fight. Let's see how you do. First things first. Keep your opponent split. Keep yourself connected, and you stay strong and keep them weak. Let's see what you do. All right, you did keep yourself strong. It's a 1-point jump, so you kept yourself connected, but you didn't keep your opponent split. Your opponent can connect under a 1-point jump like this. And you can see they can connect over. And that's usually not good. So when they have, when you are 1 space away and they're 1 space away from you on both sides, they can connect under from a 1-point jump. So usually you want to play you want to go up 1 space. So here you go up 1 space, but you can actually do a little bit better by putting pressure on him. So you can actually go up 1 space while putting pressure. And this would be the common move. So that way now, when they go to cut you, you can see they can't connect over. And if they connect back, you just connect. So there's no way for them to connect with the Tsuji. By the way, this is a connection to Tsuji that I expect you to remember because it's very common and very important to know. So you want to prevent that connection to Tsuji by playing a diagonal like so. And this way you put pressure on his weak stone while also moving your single stone out to the center and running away while staying connected. That would be a very good defense. Alright, so he doesn't know that, and you don't know that, so, okay, so you both jump out, you play defense, yep, fine. Alright, so now we're back to a normal game. Here, your corner's in a little bit of trouble, so make your base. Yep, good. We're not going to talk about the Aji in that corner. Connect, that's really, really bad exchange for him. So, if your opponent ever peeps you like that, just be happy to connect. You don't know this, but he just killed so much Aji, or so much weakness in that corner. There were so many questions that Black could have asked in that corner. So many potential little peeps, so many potential little Tesujis, invasion ideas. So much Aji. And maybe nothing worked immediately, but there was so much Aji. And by that one little peep, he didn't gain a single point. All he gained was like maybe 2 liberties, or 1 liberty. He didn't gain a single point, and he fixed so much Aji. So whenever your opponent kind of like Nobi peeps like that, or just peeps into your position, it's okay to fix. Just because it gives you so much security that it's super good for you. And that's why I don't ever recommend peeping like that without good reason. Alright, he jumps back. That's fine. And now you have Sente, and now you can do something. That's a misclick. Please tell me that's a misclick. No, you are doing something wrong. You are on the first and second line in the middle game. First and second line in the middle game is not good. There is an exception, and that is attack and defense. Second line is good if you're stealing someone's base or stealing someone's position, but other than that, it is not really that good. It is only in-game. It's only a few points. First line is definitely not good, like 98% of the time in the middle game.
Oh, boop. Misclick.
Oh, that one was a misclick. Then what's... okay, that one's a misclick. What about this one? What is this one? Why 34 then? Because this one is definitely a monkey jump. It's definitely in-game. Monkey jump, by definition, is an in-game Tsuji. In-game moves should be played in the in-game. So this one is bad timing. The right side is still open. There's a fight in the center because Black's 3 stones do not have a base. So there's a lot of stuff to do before you start playing in-game. And it's very important that you get into the good habit of playing in-game during in-game, not during the middle game. The sooner, the better, because this will affect you as you get into higher ranks. Also, don't lose Sente with the monkey jump. That is not good. Here, it's Gote. Don't lose Sente. You already have Sente. If you just Tanuki here, he cannot kill those 2 stones. So, bad move right here. Lost Sente. Sente is very important. Alright, so we're back to... if we do the Clossi approach, which you can see at seansgogroup.com, and then click on the Clossi approach, and the Clossi approach is a step-by-step guide for how to play. The question 1, do I have any weaknesses? There's a little bit of weakness right here, but not terribly too much. If you're worried about it, then I would say make a base. Save your stuff. Make a base, support your group in the center, everything's fine. The second thing is, does your opponent have any weakness? Yes, their group is not okay, because you can peep that. So that way they can't do the connection to Tsuji. And you can push and cut this, and all of a sudden, all these black stones right here are completely cut off from the left side. And remember, attack and defense is usually about cuts and liberties. Liberties and cuts. But cuts are more of the abstract attacking methods. And here you cut off his entire group from the left side, and now his whole group doesn't have a base, and it's completely cut off. So this would be a good idea on if you wanted to attack some weakness. Otherwise, I would just play a big move. And the big move is going to be on the right side because that's the only open sides left. And you can, again, do that here. You can do it here, or whatever you want to do. So I would say the right side is probably where you want to be for simplicity's sake, because you don't want to get into attacking. Okay, so that's basics. Okay, now we get into 3-3. Why are you playing the 3-3 when there's an open side? Usually don't want to do that. AlphaGo is exception, but we don't understand AlphaGo completely, and there's reasons behind it. You don't have good reasons, I think, compared to the weak groups on the right side. Additionally, AlphaGo does not invade 3-3s to a enclosed star point. An enclosed star point is not a living 3-3 shape. In other words, if you play 3-3 against the enclosure, it is a ko, not life. And the ko is here. This is a ko for the corner, which means it's also a ko for your death. Bad timing there. So the 3-3 does not always live. The 3-3 lives to a star point by itself. A knight's move, the 3/3 is a ko, and a diagonal, if black had a diagonal, the 3/3 is dead. So you need to remember that shape. Can I ask? Yes, you can. What is your question? Question. I see a question. Okay. R17, R16, S17, S17. Okay, so you're saying can't it get life if flee to right side? So if I block and you go here, you're thinking of this position, correct? All right. They're testing my life and death. That's like my biggest weakness. This should not be correct, but even if it is, even if his Miai thing is correct, it still wouldn't be good. And I'll explain why in a second. So first, bless you. First, we have to think, is this even alive? So 4 in a row is alive, but box 8 is not necessarily alive. So first, let's reduce the eye space. Doot, doot, doot. Then play a Vital Point. If they play that, you play that. That is a Seki, so that would be alive. I can even play this. That would be alive. So probably this is not correct, right? So let's try to just reduce right here and then play it. Okay, make it right here, there, 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 there. That is a Seki. So what if we play the Vital Point first? Seki again. And if we do this shape, it's also Seki. Looks like Seki. What if I push right here? Okay. Life. Okay. Life and death is not my strongest thing. So, I want to say this is alive. What?
Tapioca made a pun.
Oh.
It's a cold.
Yeah, I want to say this can live in this variation. Someone might prove me wrong. But now let's ask your second question. Couldn't he crawl? Now let's get into all the reasons why that is absolutely unacceptable. So, assuming you're right on this case, what about the other case? So, first off, yep, that's definitely one eye. Definitely one eye. Right? Let's even just make it simpler. Push it down like this. Right? Definitely one eye. Would that live? Did I mess that up? What about right here? I'm trying to think the strongest way. But let's assume that we're just playing something on that side, right? I've never actually considered S17 as a move. I just know it's a ko. So if we play it right here, that would be dead. That is definitely dead. Yeah, that one's definitely dead. Right here is definitely dead. Okay. So let's assume that I think I can make the assumption that 2 works. I want to make that assumption. So now you have to start crawling. So if you start crawling and I can start blocking, you probably will die in the corner. But let's say that, oh, I don't want to make life. I want to just escape. Let's talk about all the reasons why you don't want to escape. Okay, so that corner. First off, the value of the corner is about 14 to 15 points, right? With a potential ko inside. So you would say 10 to 15 points. It can lead to a 10,000 year ko. See, yeah, that's not even getting into 10,000 year ko. Yeah, no.
10,000 year? What?
It's a ko that no one will ever start because whoever starts it's at a disadvantage. Yeah, let's not even.
Different from normal kos.
What?
Like.
So whoever starts it is going to have 1 liberty less than the person who didn't start it. That's why no one will ever start it. It's a 10,000 year ko because the ko will never activate. But even by that definition, it would still technically be a ko if you think about it. It's just no one wants to activate it, but it's still technically a ko. So even that means this one is still technically a ko. It's just a 10,000 year ko. Okay, but let's assume that we played this one and you want to run away. Okay, so the corner was worth about 10 to 14 points, right? And let's say I blocked and you start running. Okay, so I'm going to push to make sure you don't get eyes. Dude, you keep running. Push so you don't get eyes. Dude, you keep running. Push so you don't get eyes. Okay, and then I'm going to start pushing like this. Now, let's just start, just for visual sake, we're going to play all those Ataris. And then we're going to play this. How many points did I just get in this area? Oh, where's my pin? How many points did I just... Give me the pin! How many points did I just get in this area alone? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Like, this is already what the corner was worth. Because remember, there was a ko, right? Here, there's no ko. So, if it's practically already worth what the corner is worth, if not a little bit more. But in addition, since it's on the outside with thickness, it's worth what it is as it stands, plus whatever potential it gets in the future. So plus its future potential. That's a better way to word that. In other words, this is worth what it was already worth, plus future potential. So this is actually worth more than what you started with. In other words, even on the worst case scenario that they can escape on the second line, remember how I said second line is really not good? That is because even if you let them crawl on the second line, oh my gosh, would I be in love with my opponents if they just crawled on the second line and gave me thickness, because I would get more than I started with. In other words, so that means this type of move would be considered a negative value move or negative value variation for white, because you gave black more than what he started with. So your exchange puts you further gave you a bigger deficit than what you had when you started. So in other words, yes, you may be right, but it's still not a good idea. Hopefully that explanation kind of made sense. And so apparently this shape is a 1,000-year ko. I should know it. I don't. I suck at life and death. I apologize. This is a 1,000-year ko apparently. But even if it's not, even if you don't know it, making them crawl is so good. And if you're going to play on the right side anyway, why not just play an attach? It's just so much easier to use. You can also play undercap. And there's also this Tsuji second line Joseki. If you want to learn it, that's a move. It's kind of a Joseki. So what I'm trying to get at here is this 90% of the time, okay, is a ko. 90% of the time, this move is a ko. Good question, though. Good question. So we learned a lot of stuff. So that is why you don't really play a 3-3 against a Knight's move. It's just generally not good. Connect. Don't ever go to the first line and let them get the first line in Sente. Crap, I'm reviewing for white, not black. That is such a good Sente move to get. Oh, hey, he lived. Cool. Why not make the ice base bigger? Like that. What?
What is that anyway?
I don't know.
You on the way?
I don't know. You text them and figure it out. I am teaching right now.
Okay.
So yeah, you can very easily live. Don't play empty triangles when you can play Tiger's Mouth. Tiger's Mouth is much better ice shape. Empty triangle is not a good ice shape. It is just not. It is not a good eye. Tiger's Mouth much better.
What is up with me today?
Maybe all the cat fur going around.
Maybe.
Because you did just brush them and now they're jumping around. So.
He's about to leave. He's about to leave.
Okay. Yep, your corner's alive. Cool. No. Bad. Learn more. Life and death. You are a live. That is -1 point. You just played a negative value move. That is the worst efficiency you can do. Is you play a move, you lose a point. Don't do that. Very bad idea. More life and death. Alright, so we are at the 16Q level, so we are actually just focusing on the first 50 moves. So let's make some conclusions from this. First things first, you've learned a lot of little shapes. You learned a lot of shapes, right? Those two are connected. You learned a lot of shapes. Oh, yeah, you also learned this shape. So don't forget those shapes. Second thing is, let's change the color here. Second thing you learned is some attack and defense ideas to keep your opponent disconnected and surround them. Don't play first and second line in the opening or the first like 50 moves. You can avoid it unless you have specific reasons. Third, there's no reason to invade so early. You want to play the open sides more often, and you also can start looking at cuts. So the conclusions I would make is remember the shapes that you learned in this game. Always remember the shapes. The second thing is keep in mind the open sides and the extensions, especially from the lecture that I just did a little while ago. Keep in mind those extensions and whatnot. And also the open sides in the opening. It's very, very important, and you want to get a lot of points very quickly. Because he who has more points is he who is leading, right? So the game becomes a lot easier when you have a lot more points than your opponent. And then the third thing is your attack and defense can be improved just a little bit at your level from this game that I'm looking at. Relative to your opponent. Your attack and defense can be improved a little bit. You could have taken advantage of your opponent a little bit better, and you could have defended a little bit sooner. So, shapes, opening theory, and not a lot of attack and defense stuff to learn from this game specifically, but a little bit of attack and defense stuff. I would say focus on the first two more, and more life and death. No, bad. Like, that corner deserves to die for you playing the move. That is, no, bad. Yeah. Any questions? Any questions? Don't waste moves. It is the bane of my existence if you waste moves. Oh my gosh. Don't play negative value moves. Yeah. Any questions? Any questions? Mrs. Clossi ran away.
Sorry, I was taking pictures of the sleeping cat.
He's very cute.
Whoa, that's a scribble.
I murdered the stone that was not necessary and lost him a point and his turn.
It's funny. R19 looks murdery.
Oh, sorry. Okay. They're worried if black plays R19 because if you don't do anything, there's a snapback, and then white dies, of course. But all you have to do is play. All you have to do is play S19. There's no snapback because it's a double Atari. Atari there, and no matter what black does, you still have an I at T19. So there's still two eyes.
Yay.
That's why I said more life and death. More life and death.
Oh wait, does not. Oh.
Yeah.
I just saw the word murdery and it looked fun.
Yeah, R19 doesn't work. If it did, then yeah, good reading. But if it doesn't, then horrible reading. Do my life and death. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's one move difference, but it's like one turn difference. How often do you review games? Most of the, like almost weekly. Like okay. I have my live streams and I review games more times than I don't on stream. And then I have Discord where we review games in the Discord, and then I also do private lessons where I review games every week. So I review a lot of games. You just might not see all of them. You don't see all of them.
I feel like getting lessons is the best.
Single digit
option.
Q and double digit Q. I consider myself a Q teacher. I only teach Qs. I can only give advice to Qs. And I teach in a way that I'm helping you raise your win percentages, understand the basics, create a strong foundation, and help you get to 1 Dan. And then after that, I send you on your way and go get strong now. So I review at every level, in the Q level.
Even me. Which I'm like a negative.
I've always told like 2 Qs and 1 Q, I can only teach you a little bit because I'm only a little bit stronger than you. But I've actually had 2 Qs that really wanted me to help them learn the basics and
strengthen basics.
Yeah, learn their basics, get a proper foundation, figure out what they're doing wrong to get to 1 Dan because there's a barrier there. And so I've actually had 2 Qs as students that have asked me advice on how to get Dan because they wanted to work on basics. I don't claim to be able to teach 2 Qs. I've just had 2 Qs that want me to teach them.
I feel like
the basics. I can only teach. I teach basics and I help you get to Dan. That's all I do. I don't teach perfect moves. I don't teach proper reading. Well, I teach the proper thinking of reading, the proper steps to take. But yeah, hopefully that.
I feel like
makes sense.
the best value of what you have to offer though is the lessons, because even though like you do have to pay for those, it's more personalized and they can ask
private
questions
lessons
and make sure
is 1 hour 101 where we just look at your game, no distractions, no other people,
no
just me and you
being loud.
Yeah, just me and you, and we go over your games. I seem to be forever 1 win away from 2Q, stuck the bar between 3Q and 2Q. Yeah, so you can either get reviews on stream whenever I stream. You can try to get reviews from Yunyong on Fridays, but good luck with that. Everyone and their mother wants reviews from her.
Hey, if you subscribe
You have a chance to get a
our
review.
Twitch, you have a chance to get a review set at the beginning.
And if you want private lessons, I do offer that. And then the Discord, we do let people do games in there, and then it's just whoever gets to it gets to it. Sometimes I review in there, but that's only when I'm at work and I have nothing to do. I'll review games in there. So there's several places you can get it for free, but if you want like private lessons, one-on-one advice from me or whatever, then that's usually private lessons, and that costs. I mean,
Just a little bit.
first come, first serve on all my free crap. If you want me to actually dedicate my time to teach you, then you have to actually pay me. But yeah, all my free stuff that I do is first come, first serve.
The lessons are great though because it gives us money to be able to focus more time on Go later once we get to.
I've also done a lot of game reviews that is publicly available for anyone at any Q level to check out, and maybe they
that
can.
would be the 100+ game reviews.
Oh my god, 100+ game reviews on my YouTube channel. And that's also, you can, Sean'sGoGroup.com. Oh,
I feel like Sean'sGoGroup.com is the easiest.
Yeah, you
way
just go to
find that.
Sean'sGoGroup.com and then click on 100+ game reviews, and it's a playlist. And you just like open the playlist and like, okay, I want to find, there's a 4Q, okay, 18Q, 8Q, 8Q, 10Q, don't know, 9Q, 11Q, 21Q, 12Q, 11Q, 13Q, 15, 14, oh, there's a double-digit Q streak right there, 7Q, 6Q and 5Q. I think someone even maybe... Oh, there we go. 3Qs. Someone even maybe go over a 1 Dan game once. 6Q, 8Q, 6Q, 5Q, 3Q. Yeah, there's 100+ game reviews in here.
Yay!
Yeah, and then I have lectures. There's 19 lectures right now on here. But okay, they're
ignore the stupid thumbnails.
It has the beginner lecture series. Oops, whatever. Anyway, Deson Shape lecture. That one's really good. How to count territory. OGS lecture direction. Okay, so maybe not all of these are proper lectures, but they're decent lectures, I guess. Common mistakes. How to count territory. How to teach Go. How to play Go. Then you got my latest videos, and then you got the pro reviews right here. Every week, Yunyong has the pro reviews, and they're right here as well, and you can watch those. And those are that's pro level reviews right there for you to watch. So there's a lot of stuff to watch.
And then that's the ones that are sponsored by.
And yes, I'm actually paying her to do these reviews. So yes, these are sponsored by Sean'sGoGroup.com. I take the money I make from Patreon actually, and I pay her to teach on Fridays. All right, and then if you want private lessons, you would go to the lessons and the contact form, and then the trial lesson or your first lesson is only $5, and that's all the explanations of it and stuff like that. And my biggest thing, here's the Clossi approach.
That is the epitome of Sean.
It's like everything I teach.
What happened?
That's just a HTML error. It's the line breaks, and it just puts that there for some reason. It's a bug.
Fix it. It's weird.
Oh my gosh, leave me alone. I'm happy that I have a website that like looks good and teaches people things.
Except for the one.
Shh.
The line breaks.
Anyway, this is a step-by-step guide on how to play basics. And then lessons usually focus on how to answer these questions and how to properly apply these steps. Yeah, it's fine.
Got the weird boxy.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
And then, of course, we have the stream calendar for all the live streams, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then my live stream, how to play Go, Clossi approach, capture Go for beginners, GoBon editor. If you don't have one, you can actually click right here and upload your game. You can load from disk, load from your clipboard, which is like copy paste. Load a game, and you can actually edit and review this in a KGS-like thing. It also has colors, though. Like, you can actually also color the board. Oh, not that. Like, doot, colors, whee! These are really cool, actually, because once you color them, you can actually, there's a shortcut in here. If you read through the help or whatever, there's actually a shortcut to, not that. There's actually a shortcut to count how many squares that you actually placed. So this, I really hope they implement on like server-wide stuff, because I could actually click all the points that I'm counting. So there's all the territory that I'm counting, and then I just use the keyboard shortcut and show you how many squares there are, so we can actually count by using the squares, and we can actually get a rough estimate, and then people can see the exact points I'm counting. So I really hope this thing gets a lot more stuff, because it's very useful. And
How come some are darker?
Because that's, like, for example, this is 1 point. If I click twice, it's 2 points.
Oh.
3 points.
How could it be 3 points?
4
I know how it could
points.
be 2 points if like there's like a dead stone. But how could it be 3?
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it only goes with 4. So, like, if you wanted to put more emphasis on one area than the other, you could do that. But if you just wanted to say, like, for example, 1 point and a dead stone is worth 2 points, then it would count that as 2 squares instead of 1 square. So that way you didn't have to go put it somewhere else. And then, yeah, you can just remove it. And there's keyboard shortcuts to do all of this, and there's 3 colors you can work with. So I can do a blue for one color, green for another color, and like red for Dame or something, and then we can add them all up, see what the total score of each one is, and then add up all the scores or whatever. It's super cool. It's a super cool tool. So I think this would be really good for practice counting, actually. But yeah, it's just a GoBon editor for those who don't have like KGS or something already downloaded, or don't have their own editor. You can actually upload your games here and edit them here. And you can actually crop the board too. If you want to like take screenshots of certain things, you can go woink. Okay. All right. Now you have a screenshot of a life and death problem. And yes, you can also toggle coordinates somewhere.
Somewhere.
Yeah, you have to go through and learn it.
Which obviously even Sean has not done yet.
I mean, went through it all once. I think the coordinates are actually in here. I went through it all once, but oh, there it is. Toggle coordinates. Boink. Yeah, and you can crop it, and then you can uncrop it by just clicking reset. It's a really useful editor. I really like it. It's like my favorite editor. I wish they had this like a server-wide editor so other people can see my adjustments instead of just me. Anyway, that is it for that. Oh, you can't see the whole thing, but yeah, it's on my website. Just
that's what I was saying. You can only see the little square.
Oh. I mean,
and you were like, "It's fine, it's fine."
Oh, I thought you meant the editor or whatever.
No.
There you go. That's sorry. Sean'sGoGroup.com. Live stream lessons, how to play Go, Clossi approach, all of that stuff. It's all at Sean'sGoGroup.com. All right. Okay, so that is it for today's stream. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the game reviews. And as always, thank you guys' support on all of our stuff. Be sure to check out Sean'sGoGroup.com, Patreon.com/Clossi if you want to support and get access to some exclusive content. That's also how I'm sponsoring Yunyong on Fridays and stuff. Yeah, be sure to check that out. And then, check out the stream calendar to see when we stream. Usually Saturdays. We're right now. But if you're watching this at some other later point, then yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you guys next time. Adios. Thanks for watching.